The 19th century Madame Helena Petrovna Blavatsky was born into a noble family in Ukraine. As a child, young Helena displayed a gift for clairvoyance, as well as an interest in metaphysical phenomena. Years later, she traveled throughout Europe, the Middle East and India, studying with various teachers and Sufi saints. Following the guidance of an Indian yogi named Mahatma Maurya, Madame Blavatsky co-founded the Theosophical Society. Theosophy, meaning divine wisdom, refers to knowledge that comes through spiritual experience rather than intellectual understanding alone. The Theosophical Society is dedicated to uplifting humanity through a realization of the oneness of life and the wisdom underlying all religions. Madame Blavatsky wrote several important books on theosophy, including Isis Unveiled, The Secret Doctrine, The Key to Theosophy, and The Voice of the Silence. The Voice of the Silence contains excerpts from a sacred Tibetan Buddhist text called The Book of the Golden Precepts that Madame Blavatsky discovered while in India and translated herself. In the book's preface, she emphasized the importance of sincere truth-seeking as well as striving for selfless spiritual practice, in accordance with the Buddha's teachings. Today on Words of Wisdom, we invite you to continue with us in part 2 of the 7 portals from Madame Blavatsky's The Voice of the Silence. The 7 portals. Armed with the key of charity, of love and tender mercy, thou art secure before the gate of Dana, the gate that stands at the entrance of the path. Behold, O happy pilgrim, the portal that faces thee is high and wide, seems easy of access. The road that leads therethrough is straight and smooth and green. It is like a sunny glade in the dark forest depth, a spot on earth mirrored from Amitabha Buddha's paradise. They, nightingales of hope and birds of radiant plumage sing perched in green bowers, chanting success to fearless pilgrims. They sing of Bodhisattva's virtues 5, the 5-fold source of body power, and of the 7 steps in knowledge. Pass on, for thou hast brought the key, thou art secure. And to the 2nd gate the way is verdant too, but it is steep and winds uphill, yes, to its rocky top. Grey mists will overhang its rough and stony height, and all be dark beyond. As on he goes, the song of hope sounds more feeble in the pilgrim's heart. The thrill of doubt is now upon him. His step less steady grows. Beware of this, O candidate. Beware of fear that spreads like the black and soundless wings of a midnight bat, between the moonlight of thy soul and thy great goal that looms in the distance far away. Fear, O disciple, kills the will and stays all action. If lacking in the sila or morality virtue, the pilgrim trips and karmic pebbles bruise his feet along the rocky path. Be of sure foot, O candidate, in Kshanti's or mercy's essence, bathe thy soul, for now thou dost approach the portal of that name, the gate of fortitude and patience. Close not thine eyes, nor lose thy sight of Dorji. Mira's arrows ever smite the man who has not reached viraga or detachment. Beware of trembling. Beneath the breath of fear, the key of Kshanti or mercy rusty grows. The rusty key refuses to unlock. The more thou do advance, the more thy feet pitfalls will meet. The path that leads on is lighted by one fire, the light of daring, burning in the heart. The more one dares, the more he shall obtain. The more he fears, the more that light shall pale, and that alone can guide. For as the lingering sunbeam that on the top of some tall mountain shines, and is followed by black night when out it fades, so is heart light. When out it goes, a dark and threatening shade will fall from thine own heart upon the path, and root thy feet in terror to the spot. Beware, disciple, of that little shade. No light that shines from spirit can dispel the darkness of the nether soul, unless all selfish thought has fled therefrom. And the pilgrim says, I have renounced this passing frame. I have destroyed the cause, the shadows cast, can, as effects, no longer be. For now, the last great fight, the final war, between the higher and the lower self has taken place. Behold, the very battlefield is now engulfed in the great war, and is no more. But once that thou hast passed the gate of Kshanti or mercy, the third step is taken. Thy body is thy servant. Now, for the fourth prepare, the portal of temptations which do ensnare the inner man. Before thou can near that goal, before thine hand is lifted to uprise the fourth gate's latch, thou must have mastered all the mental changes in thyself, and slain the army of the thought sensations that, subtle and insidious, creep and ask within the soul's bright shrine. If thou would not be slain by them, then must thou harmless make thy own creations, the children of thy thoughts, unseen, impalpable, that swarmed round humankind, the progeny and heirs to man and his terrestrial spoils. Thou hast to study the voidness of the seeming full, the fullness of the seeming void. O fearless aspirant, look deep within a well of thine own heart, and answer, know thou of self the powers, O thou perceiver of external shadows? If thou dost not, then art thou lost. For on path forth, the lightest breeze of passion or desire will stir the steady light upon the pure white walls of soul. The smallest wave of longing or regret for Maya's gifts elusive, along Antakarana, the path that lies between thy spirit and thyself, the highway of sensations, the rude arousers of ahankara or I amness, a thought as fleeting as the lightning flash will make thee thy three prizes forfeit, the prizes thou hast won. For know that the eternal knows no change. The 8 dire miseries forsake forevermore. If not to wisdom, sure thou cannot come, nor yet to liberation, saith the great Lord. The Tathagata of perfection, he who has followed in the footsteps of his predecessors. Stern and exacting is the virtue of viraga or detachment. If thou its path would master, thou must keep thy mind and thy perceptions far freer than before from killing action. Thou hast to saturate thyself with pure alaya, become as one with nature's soul thought. At one with it, thou art invincible. In separation, thou become the playground of samvriti, origin of all the world's delusions. All is impermanent in man, except the pure bright essence of alaya, or universal soul. Man is its crystal ray, a beam of light immaculate within, a form of clay material upon the lower surface. That beam is thy life guide and thy true self, the watcher and the silent thinker, the victim of thy lower self. Thy soul cannot be hurt, but through thy erring body, control and master both, and thou art safe when crossing to the nearing gate of balance. Be of good cheer, O daring pilgrim to the other shore. Heed not the whisperings of Mara's host, wave of the tempters, those ill-natured sprites, the jealous Ihamain or evil spirits in endless space. Hold firm, thou near now, the middle portal, the gate of woe, with its 10,000 snares. Have mastery over thy thoughts, O striver for perfection, if thou would cross its threshold. Have mastery over thy soul, O seeker after truth undying, if thou would reach the goal. Thy soul gaze center on the one pure inner heavenly light, the light that is free from affection, and use thy golden key. Compassionate viewers, we appreciate your company on today's words of wisdom.